Okay, so after almost 5 years on YouTube, I found that it's pretty difficult to actually surprise me when it comes to something that can happen on this platform. However, something recently did really surprise me, and it wasn't the dislike botting, it was you guys actually enjoying my random Bulbapedia video, where pretty much I go over here, I click on random page, and then we just learn some random stuff about Pokemon maybe, or maybe we just find something that's actually, that's mildly interesting, just a random Pokemon TCG deck, so we could see, like, how the TCG was back in the day. But you guys really enjoyed it, and I wasn't expecting that. To me, that was just like a garbage video that my computer died, there was no Pokemon news to cover, and I just needed to make a video, so I came up with this, and you guys actually liked it. So, I want to test it out again, just maybe do this from time to time. I don't know if it's like a once a month, once every 2 weeks, once every week kind of deal, if it's actually a returning series, or just like, it'd be okay, it'd be fun to make one of these videos right now kind of thing. So I want to do like a phase 2, see if you guys actually enjoy this, and then we can like look for things that are maybe interesting. This is called Earth Shower because it mixes ground and water because, hey, Swampert, and then you just kind of run the tech like that. But I'm not too interested in this aspect of TCG. Also, that's another issue that happens, like, when you're just surfing around on the random pages, you either find something, like, super hella interesting, or you just find something that's like, oh, it's just TCG, or random anime page, or something like that. But honestly, back in the day, this is how I learned a lot about how just Pokemon worked, how I amassed all this knowledge that eventually actually got me started on my YouTube channel. That I would just kind of like go through random pages, or I would always just scroll down, and I should probably just like directly click on the trivia aspect or something, and then just learn about things. And then I have like crazy Pokemon trivia that I could spout, or just learning about how the mechanics and stuff work, because back in the 4th generation, people weren't doing this stuff. That if you actually committed the time that, like the average player, if you put the amount of time that the average player puts in the game now, into the game back in 4th generation, you became like a god at the game. And that's how I just liked knowing more than anyone else about Pokemon by just going through like random Bulbapedia articles and just learning about this game I love so much. So when it comes to individual moves, you know, Mega Drain, it's not Giga Drain. It's got some things going on from the anime and references. So yeah, that's not really super exciting. So some of the more less interesting moves, because I don't think there's going to be anything fancy that we can learn, you know. Oh, wait a second. Mega Drain will not properly heal the user when damaging Substitute. I think that happened with a lot of draining moves. It's like, oh, was there a glitch I didn't know about Mega Drain? Nah, it just seems like that happened a lot, that, if Mega Drain breaks a Substitute, no hit points will be restored to the user, so I think that was fixed for a lot of moves that did the similar thing. So, slight Pokemon, I might have already known this kind of trivia. Please let there be good weather tomorrow. Oh, that's an ending theme. You know, I'm not a huge fan of like anime like theme lore and going like super hard into that. Jigglypuff. Alright, so we've got Fire Red, Leaf Green, Jigglypuff, Sleep Inducer. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with one of the defending Pokemon. Your opponent chooses defending Pokemon. Switch, that defending Pokemon is now asleep. That seems a little good. Just colorless energy, so just a 1-drop into free sleep, and then they have a 50% chance of waking up. There's a lot of things I think that just give free sleep like that though, so I don't know like if it's much more powerful that they get to choose the Pokemon to switch. Flip a coin of heads, this attack does 10 damage plus 20 more damage. Quick Blow. That means it would evolve into Wigglytuff, and this was also in a half deck. I'm trying to like figure out how I could upgrade this one. Okay, so EX Fire Red Leaf Green expansion. Let's go and see if the Wigglytuff actually synergized with that too much. And then what I can also do is I can search for things I need to find. So alright, there's the Wigglytuff right there. So remember, we're already going to come in with like 2 colorless energy to do the quick attack. During your opponent's next turn, any damage done to Wigglytuff is reduced by 10. Once during your turn, you may choose one active Pokemon and remove 1 special condition from it. That's cool as like a supporter on the bench. That's actually really cool as a supporter on the bench, but I don't see really much else that you can do about it. This card is extremely similar to another Wigglytuff card released previously. That was kind of weird to say. There isn't a resistance on this card. This is 110 less hit points, so yeah, nothing too interesting right there. Not like some super broken, like crazy Pokemon TCG shenanigans, but it's still pretty neat. Yeah, and see, there's just like so many TCG cards because there's like hundreds of cards in the set, and we're in like dozens of sets. Aren't we at like set 63 or something when it comes to Sun and Moon? So I mean, we have a higher chance of just going into some random TCG stuff. I don't know if I should also like do this video live, just kind of showing you guys the random rabbit hole, or cut to when I find things interesting. So that's why this is going to be like an exploratory video as to where I take this series. I didn't really know how to say that. Lightning type, basic Pokemon card, EX Sandstorm. Once during your turn, you may put Pichu from your hand onto Pikachu onto Pichu. So I remember the baby evolution, they did some pretty neat stuff like that. Like, actually, the baby Pokemon were kind of OP back in, like, 4th gen. Ooh, the Reawakening, nice. So Pokemon Generations, the Reawakening. I love Pokemon Generations. Everyone's gotta love Pokemon Generations. I actually made a trivia video based off of this because I was like, ooh, look at that filler stuff they put in right there, you know? Do we classify these as unknown Pokemon? Are these silhouettes of existing Pokemon? How does this mean that, you know, Raikou, Suicune, and Entei are actually born into the Pokemon world? So one of the theories, like, you could look at it and be like, oh, was that Houndoom? But then, you know, how's a fire-type Pokemon die? You know, how's a fire-type Pokemon burn to death? I mean, there's some fire-type Pokemon like Macargo that will just incinerate anything around it, and it seems to be doing fine. A lot of ice and fire-type Pokemon, you know, they're able to possess very, like, high temperatures or very low temperatures inside their body. So, I mean, yeah, like, how would a Houndoom, especially when you go into, like, Mega Houndoom, and it's so hot that it starts, like, melting its claws and stuff. So, I think it's okay. Which was, like, one of the big comments. Like, a lot of people were leaving that comment, like, dude, how does a fire-type Pokemon burn to death? You know, it seems like it should be okay. Also, how do Pokemon burn to death in general when you have a fire Pokemon, Charizard use flamethrower kind of things, and then, like, okay, so we don't know. We don't know the mystery of the nameless Pokemon. It would be really interesting if in the future there was, like, a trio of Pokemon that were introduced as, like, the sub-legendary, not, like, true sub-legendary, but, you know, this off-legendary feeling kind of trio Pokemon, maybe 480 in the base stat total or something. That way they become reincarnated and gain like an extra 100 by becoming Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. Because these nameless Pokemon, they could exist in future generations, and maybe let's use this to kind of branch out from here. So I just searched up Yungoos, and actually this is a pretty cool idea to kind of create some other Pokemon trivia videos that you might enjoy. You know, we have this right here from Yungoos. It will bite anything. It did not originally live in Alola, but was imported from another region. Are there any other Pokemon? Like, I'm trying to think about, because I know Yungoos, and then there's the 3 nameless Pokemon that could really be awesome to have in the 8th generation or something like that. But then, like, okay, are we going to go to Yungoos' original region? And then we find what else Yungoos preyed on, you know, the 8th generation rat Pokemon. Like, you know how we have the regional birds and some regional stuff we have our Pikachu clone, we have regional birds, stuff like that go from region to region. That'd be pretty cool if they brought, like, the Rattata variant for the 8th generation, or something that Yungoos preyed on, and then you find Yungoos in Route 2, and that's like, oh, this new region, this new game is where Yungoos originally came from, but it was, like, rediscovered. But also, how does Pokedex discovery work? Because whenever you, like, new Pokemon are discovered, a new region of Pokemon, well, actually, you can't discover a new region because people are already living there and settling there. But I mean, like, you know, it's always like, what new Pokemon are there out there? There's hundreds, you know, how many more? Thousands. I think that was in one of the Pokemon openings. I don't remember which movie it was, but I think the narrator was like, hundreds of new Pokemon, maybe even thousands to discover. So I think that's actually a really cool video idea. So if you know of other Pokemon, anime, even manga or movie references, like, comment down below if you think that there's enough here for a video, because off the top of my head, I feel like there's one other I've experienced, but mostly it's just Yungoos, the nameless Pokemon. But then, like, how many Pokemon are there kind of trivia video? How do other regions work? How does Pokemon discovery work? Because why is it in the Alola Dex if it's, well, actually, yeah, I guess since non-Alolan Pokemon are in the Alola Dex, it can still technically have a home in a different region while not necessarily being discovered. So, I mean, that goes into, oh my goodness, I don't even know if I'm boring you guys or, like, getting you guys thinking about some interesting stuff right now. Because, yeah, a video about how Pokemon Discovery would work is interesting. But now we have, like, these super metropolitan, futuristic areas and stuff. There's also the train in Kalos that connects to another region. That was, like, the theory is like, oh, that connects to the 7th generation region, and that's how Z version would tie together, or maybe something would bring us back to Kalos in the future. So, yeah, like, Pokemon Discovery in the earlier times was a lot different because it was new Pokemon being discovered. But now that the game timeline has passed as well, that we're, like, 5, 10, 8 years or whatever, like, ahead of where we originally started in Pokemon, that because of that means a lot more Pokemon have been discovered, so now they're just being classified where they're found instead of where they were discovered, like Yungoos, and then there's still the nameless Pokemon. But I mean, I think if something like Type Null can exist, that also Pokemon can just be created. You know, we have Claydol. I actually did a video on that Pokemon that were created years ago. I might actually have to revamp that because we have Claydol, Type Null, Silvally, Porygon. There's a lot of artificial Pokemon that were created by people and then became Pokemon. Sigilif is one of them. That's a more ancient Pokemon. So I think that there's like a lot of really cool stuff that can be learned from doing this random and also digging deeper. But yeah, Pokemon Discovery is a very weird thing to look into. Actually, I'm gonna pause the video right now so I can remember, so I can make some notes for myself. Alright, so I think I got some pretty great video ideas for the future now, and then I hit random page again because we gotta keep this going. I don't know, how long do you want these videos to be? 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes? Do you just want to like veg out every Wednesday or Thursday and just Pokemon? Like, but I don't know if the audience would be there, you know, that's another thing. It's like, I don't want to do something that could help grow the channel, that could also be like a really cool thing, but if it's very, very niche enjoyment, then it might not be something worth a weekly series. So I'm trying to like figure out all of these things. We'll see how the videos perform and stuff. I also want to see some more of that base set hype. Alright, so there's not really much else to say about this one. It's an old card. Slam is a move. Origin. Slam is a move in the Pokemon games that Lickitung can learn. Thank you very much, Bulbapedia. Would have never figured it out without you. Rand. Okay, so I didn't play Pokemon Ranger, so I don't know who this guy is. He is an area ranger in charge of patrolling Oblivia region at the beginning of the game. So I guess he's got his own art, so I guess he's kind of important. But I never actually got into Pokemon Ranger or anything like that. I demoed it at GameStop once, and that was kind of it. Ooh, look at these Suicune cards. We got English and Japanese art for water type based Pokemon. Oh, Pop Series too. Ooh, really? I think another cool thing would be looking at Pokemon Organized Play. I feel like these would be fairly memorable for anyone that has played the TCG or currently plays the TCG, because I remember, I think I got in around the Stormfront, maybe like 1 or 2 sets before Stormfront. Stormfront's just a very memorable set for me because there was like a lot of really cool cards. That's what I was mostly basing my deck around at the time. But the pop packs, those used to be, yeah, I'm trying to remember everything because this was years ago, you know, back when Diamond Pearl 4th Generation was a thing. Those came in with like some of the like you could go to Walmart or Target and there'd be like 2 packs and then a pop pack behind it. It only came with like 3 cards or something. So I don't remember those cards being like super strong or like super amazing. They were really cool because it was like alternative art, some crazy rarity stuff going on with them. And I think that there was like some really, really valuable ones. Like I think the pop packs that were in circulation when I was going with it had rare candies, and those rare candies were like 10 bucks each. So you just end up with some of those, and that'd be pretty cool. Most widely distributed Pop Series holographic variant, Celebi EX. So yeah, just talk about the promotional material and stuff like that. I don't know if that's like an interesting enough video because I don't do TCG, but it is something to kind of note that there's some significance here. There's some pretty cool stuff that could potentially come from like the Pokemon Organized Play packs. And actually, how far ahead are we now? I'm just going to keep pressing the button until we run out. So I wonder like what Pop Series we're at since I've been out of it for so long. And was it 8? No, I think we might have been Myrmidon and Burmese. So I feel like Series 8 was around that time. Yeah, Rare Candy Series 8. So I kind of remember some of the stuff that's going on. Yeah, like that's what the packs looked like. It was pretty neat to have this stuff going on back in the day. So did they discontinue it, or are they still doing it all the way to this day? Oh, they discontinued it. I was about to say, because one thing when I said, didn't these used to come with like the Pokemon like 2 packs? You get 2 regular packs in the pop pack. It's like, I haven't seen those in years. Am I just making that up, or is that actually how you obtain them? While this set includes no trainer cards, I mean the cards featured have attack effects that rely on other Pokemon. So okay, so some of these actually work together. I remember this one as well. I remember having the Garchomp packs. So I wonder what replaced them, if there was a replacement. First promotional set of Organized Play to be released during the PL series. Pop Series 6 and 7. Entire set is made up of Pokemon. Each pack includes 3 cards, 2 Pokemon, and 1 energy. That's right! Another thing is like, yeah, you got 3 cards, but one of them was an energy, so it wasn't really worth much. You got 2 cards. You got to hope that you got a pretty good thing. The rare card Rotom also had a holographic version. Rare card Gigas Manaphy has a holographic version as well. Uncommon card Lopunny has a holo version. So, anyone that's been around with the TCG, what happened to the pop packs and what replaced them or something? Because I remember that now they have like the trainer kits and the collector's editions and all these big things. It seems like instead of giving away the little pop packs, they're doing other crazy promotional things. I'm trying to, like, they have they've always had the giant cards. They also give away like figurines and like trinkets and stuff instead of actually, like, and mats. I think they started switching over to mats as well. So these were like pretty cool, like, participation prizes, right? That whenever you showed up for the week to play, like, at the Pokemon Organized Play for like TCG or something, you know, you got a pop pack for playing, pop pack for entering tournament or something. I remember the guy, he just had like stacks of them. I was like, man, I want to be a Pokemon judge. I want to be a Pokemon professor, so I could just, you know, give the gifts of all these crazy Pokemon packs. Like, even though I couldn't take them because that would be stealing, it was still amazing to think, like, wow, I could have all this stuff in my possession. Because he had, like, the bags, just, like, bags full of the little pins that you got and stuff, and then, like, stacks of the cards. Like, it'd just be cool to have those in my possession, even temporarily. So let's do, I think this video has gone on for quite some time. I don't know how many people are actually going to stick around this long. Again, I have to look at the retention stats. I'll have to look at how people are engaging with this video and enjoying it. But someone that has experience with TCG or could actually fill me in on that, that would be pretty cool. So that's one thing I like about my channel on YouTube compared to others, and I feel like this is something that more people need to hear, not like the 10% of people that are sticking around to the end of the video, is that I'm okay with showing that I am, I don't know everything about Pokemon. Like, I know a lot. I've spent tons of time researching, but there's, like, it's impossible to know everything about Pokemon, and I'm one of the few YouTubers that will be real about it. I'm like, I don't know this, so I might be wrong about what I'm saying here, or for my research, it doesn't feel like all the information is here. So I asked to, like, have other people inform me. That's the cool thing about this YouTube channel, is that tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of other people that have this same passion for Pokemon can all get together and share information. And between everyone, we have, like, this massive amount of collective knowledge that not a single person could ever learn in Pokemon. But then when it comes to, like, other YouTubers and stuff, it seems like they hide that. That they hide that they're going on to Bulbapedia for other information. They hide that they're getting it from forums, or that they have to ask their audience. So they ask all their friends, or they do it in secret, and then they make themselves look like they're this very informed, godlike person you need to follow. I'm just like, I had a lot of information. Like, back when I started Pokemon X and Y 2013, 2014, when I started getting into YouTube originally, I didn't know if I'd be doing YouTube this long. Like, it's the dream to play Pokemon forever and make it as a job or something. But I had a lot of information, and I was able to blow people's minds. That's why my channel was able to take off. But now in this modern age, you know, there's more Pokemon players sharing information. There's more YouTubers doing nonstop trivia videos, just milking them views right there. And also, I think I've, like, exhausted my pool of information. That back in X and Y, I was doing, like, Pokemon doubles combos and stuff nonstop. Like, I was like, guys, this Golduck Soak Shedinja is the coolest thing ever. And oh my god, I remember doing this strat like 2 years ago. You know, after the first year, I was like, I'm out of cool combos and strats. And I ran through the Pokedex, and it's like, well, I've come up with some cool movesets, but it wasn't like, in my first year, I just emptied, you know, 5-6 years of, like, stockpiled Pokemon information. So now I'm ready to learn now, because I feel that I've kind of said everything I know about Pokemon over the course of the last couple of years, which was still a massive amount of information, but now it's like, okay, get to figure out what's going on. Also, I'm learning a lot of new things, because, like, yeah, I had all this extra information from before Gen 6 and stuff like that, and then going into Generation 6, 7, and now into 8 and stuff, I've learned so much from how, like, news leaks work, the history behind Pokemon reveals and stuff like that. So I think there's a lot of cool stuff going on. I think we were able to have a pretty fun video because of it. So you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.